Damn it, you can't see it because of the glare. 69, Hank Aaron. Autograph, which is a gift from my dear friend, Mike Skank. Hi, how you doing, friends? Good morning. Early morning, Larry. Real early. Just woke up. Hope everybody's doing great out there. It's a lovely Monday morning, rainy, downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Well, I slept pretty good last night. You know that feeling when you wake up and you feel like you're in a tomb? Kind of had that going. But let's see, what do we got cooking today? I'm going to Guthrie. We're going to finish the Guthrie album. Last session, finishing touches on the last couple songs. 11 tracks. Excited about it, man. I haven't been this excited about something in a long time. It's gonna be cool. Can't wait to get it out. Thanks for the kind words about Desert Man. You know that chord? E flat major 7, X 11033. Here's a 61 Gretsch White Privileged Falcon that I just got recently. Man, Larry's been doing some horse trading. Lots of stuff going, lots of stuff coming in. But yeah, you know, every year, started about 6-7 years ago. There's this thing called the Intellectual Property Rights Fund that happens for all the session guys in Nashville and LA. And what I guess would happen was, I don't really know much about it, but it's a fund that was set up where all the royalties that you get from playing on records that got streamed sort of get thrown into this big pool, and they get dispersed amongst all the cats that played on the records. And you know, like started 6-7 years ago. The first check comes in every April, and it's a nice check. It's like out of nowhere. I remember just thinking, wow, man, this is a nice little gift from the heavens. So it comes in every year around April. So I took mine directly to Groons, as I do, and bought this guitar. This is a cool guitar. You guys know I've always had a love for the Gretsch White Falcon. This is the first old one I've ever had. I played a new one on the Walsh tour back in 2017. I like any guitar that's white and garish, and this has certainly got all that going. Back pad. You guys know how these, Gretches work? There's it's a mystery to a lot of people. You know, they're all a little different, but the general idea with these Gretsches is that there's no tone control on any of these old ones. Instead of using a tone control with a knob, there's a switch that just gives you a preset mud sound. Kind of like an old Esquire, right? So there's your tone control. And then this one right here is your basic pickup selector. I was on the neck pickup there. Here's your bridge. This is a particularly good sounding set of Filtertrons on this guitar. I was blown away by them. There's a whole list of things I look for in a Filtertron in the sound after all these years, and this guitar checks all the boxes. Man, it's got the Filtertron thing rocking, man. That shit right there, like kind of like a real throaty Stratocaster. That's what really translates when you distort these. Those frequencies right there, when you start distorting Gretsch's, man, and you play that sort of chimey stuff, boy, it sounds wonderful. Here's the middle sound. And then you got a master volume down here, right? And then you've got a master volume for each pickup, or like, you know, neck pickup volume and then bridge pickup volume. And this is like the most useless switch in the world. It's basically just a kill switch. But it's funny because if you go one way, it sounds a little different than if you go the other way. So that's a little confusing. So, and then you've got these other two knobs on this particular guitar. What they do is they raise and lower the mute, which is missing on this guitar. But you know, all these old Gretsch's, White Falcons had a serial number stamped into the headstock on the plate. Pretty cool. Learning a little bit about these, you know, did a little research. This one actually has a 1960 serial number, although the symmetrical double cut body style wasn't technically introduced until '62. So, although George Gruen told me that he's seen a bunch of 61s slip out with the double cut body. What the hell does he know about guitars? Oh man, we were in there all day Saturday hanging out with the Gruen boys, and man, my sons have a ball in there because George's office is full of cool animals. He's got snakes, tortoises. He's got this one big ass tortoise in there that's really cool. The guys got it out of the cage and they were letting it run all over the floor. Man, that thing is really cool. I would like to have my own turtle. Well, if I could have any animal, it'd be a nice tortoise. But they live for 120 years, which I may not have left. So, yeah, we got some stuff in the VCB here for you. Let's see. Oh, Lord. I got these are really hideous reader glasses. I promise you, I actually made a vow to myself that this week I've got time to actually go in and get an eye test. So, you know, I know you've been thinking about that a lot. Let's see. All right, we got a bunch of stuff in the VCB. Here's a cool chord before we get started. Let's just say you were looking for something really cool to lead to a G7. If you were playing some faux jazz. What if you went like this? How about that for a setup chord? Pretty sick chord. Think of that as a D7 sharp 9. But then you also put the raised 5 on it. And you put a tritone sub in the bass down here on the A flat. So from low to high, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yeah, and so there's that. So anyway, a guy said, "Hey Tom, what are the most essential things in life that a man needs?" Well, there's a few. You got to have some good friends, just a few. You don't have to have a lot. Just a couple really close friends. Good to have more than one in case one dies at this age. But see, having a real friend that you consider to be a real friend takes a lot of time commitment. And most people don't have time to have more than two friends, real friends in their life. But yeah, it's nice to have some friends. In my case, I sure like having a couple of kids, preferably boys, only because I understand boys. I mean, I'm sure I'd be fine with a girl, but the thing is, I don't understand girls or women at all. And I imagine I wouldn't understand them even if they were my own children. See, I know what boys are thinking. I know it, like with my guys, I know what they're thinking before they even think it. And it's easy to deal with. You can head things off at the pass. So that's just where I'm at. But, I'm sure there's plenty of you out there with lovely daughters, and I'm sure it's awesome. And so there's all that. And then you need a repair guy. You need repair guys for multiple things. You need a guy that can work on your house. I've got a great guy. I got a guy named Brian. Brian's awesome. Brian always answers the phone when you call him. Hard-working fellow. He knows how to do anything. Brian will come over here and just do anything. I take care of him. He takes care of me. He's a good dude. Sweet Brian. I don't know what I'd do without him. So, and then you also need guys to work on your guitars and your amps. You need, I don't go to the doctor much, but it's good to have a doctor. I do have a doctor that I can text, and just say what are these giant, green patches on my skin, things like that. It's good to have that. You got to have a good mechanic, although in this day and age, people drive these sort of newish cars that really don't require any maintenance. But I do have the greatest mechanic in the world, and you guys know who he is, Barry Hackett. Hey, Barry. He lives out in Murfreesboro, Hackett Brothers Automotive. I've already raved about him on a previous episode, but let me rave again. Not only is he the greatest mechanic, he is the most awesome example of how a human being should act in this world. Just the most righteous cat. Man, if we were all Barry Hackett, this world would be a fucking awesome place. But he can't play that chord because he's a drummer. So you got to have two cars. That's another thing. See, I've had two cars since I was broke. I have this massive problem, OCD thing. Like the thought of not having a car, if one of them broke down, is crippling to me. So even back when I was broke, I had two shitty cars, not just one. So I got to have a fresh horse in reserve if something happens to the first one. Two cars, man. I also have moved on to this point in life where I have two phones. Think about it. Two phones, two cars. I've got three cars, really, if you think about it, with the old one, too, the old Impala. But, man, I can't be stuck without a car. It's been an ongoing OCD for me. So two cars, 2 phones. You would think to yourself, why do you need 2 phones? But it's actually really, really cool having 2 phones. I love having 2 phones. All right, so what else? What else does a guy need? That's about it. That's all you need. All right, in response to the Desert Man video where we had a little teaser of the album that Guthrie and I are working on, the guy said, "Hey, Tom, the certified patented Larry tone oozing out of this one. Fingerprints all over it." Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of that on this record. Me and Guthrie both, doing our signature thing. But the thing that's funny about that is, like, in the old days when I used to put up videos when I first got started, none of you knew who I was. Everything I played, everyone would say, "Oh, it sounds like David Gilmour. It sounds like Mark Knopfler. Oh, it sounds like so-and-so. It sounds like so-and-so." But I think now you all gotten used to my shitty playing, then it's become like you recognize it. But that's all it is, really. That's for all of us, all of our favorite players are just sounds we're familiar with, that we've listened to for our lives, during our ups and downs, whatever the soundtrack was that accompanied that, that's what we're familiar with. And that's the guitar players that we like. Whoever was on those records, You just got to have memories attached to stuff for it to be special to you. And now we've all got, some 3-year-old memories of being miserable during COVID and some douchebag in his garage is playing some guitar for you. It's getting a little sentimental these days. But yeah, it's still the same horse shit I was always playing. Hey, Tom, do you break a lot of strings and blow up a lot of speakers? Not so much anymore, but I used to, back in my wild days. I used to blow up a lot of stuff, but I don't blow up stuff anymore. I hardly ever break strings. If I ever break a string, it's always on an acoustic, and it's always the D string, and it never even breaks properly. It just separates right there at the bridge, unravels. Listen to that tone right there. Damn, this guitar. All right. No vibrato, and then shake it off right as it dies. Okay, hey Tom, I think you should call your band with Guthrie Face Melter. That's not bad. That's not bad. Although, I would hate to come across like we were trying to melt your face. It's not a face melting record. It's more like a vibe record. There's a couple face melting moments of Guthrie just tearing the ass out of a guitar, but there's a lot of more chill stuff on there too. So Face Melter might be a little aggro for what we're doing. I like the thought though. Hey Tom, are there any studios in Nashville that you hate going to? Yeah, there are a few. Most of the studios are pretty nice around here, but we've joked around a lot on sessions, me and my buddies, other players. There's 2 things that a session man needs when he shows up at a session. Okay, 2 essential things, and if you can't provide these, you really shouldn't have a studio. One is parking. If you can't park your car at the session, it sucks. I mean, there's a couple key studios. I won't name any names. Amazing studios, but they have shit parking. I won't name any names, but the initials are Ocean Way. The parking scenario is a joke down there. I mean, it's a great studio, but like, it just sucks. You can't even park. So it really puts you in a bad mood before you even get in there to play your first hot slab of 1645. And then the second thing a man needs on a session is some good coffee with some real half and half, not just those little things. You can't have little things. Lord knows what's in there. They last forever. You could put those outside in the heat for months and they're still good. So what's in there? Give them some good coffee and some parking, and then let's worry about the gear. But most of the studios are pretty nice. Blackbird is amazing. Blackbird's the best studio in Nashville. It's just incredible. It's like a casino. Time just flies by when you're in there. You don't even look at the clock. It's like, whoa, it's 5 o'clock already. Yeah, smells good in there too. Man, Blackbird smells good. Yeah, okay, so let's move on. Hey, Tom, what was the most surreal moment of the whole Willie thing? Oh, good question. For me, it was at a rehearsal the second day. I think we played a gig on a Saturday and on a Sunday. On a Sunday, we rehearsed all day, and then we played the gig at night. And during that rehearsal Sunday, Daniel Lanois came out on the stage, and I'm a huge fan. You know, I've always loved his records. And Rodney Crowell was singing a song, and I was supposed to play a solo on it. It was kind of a chill ballad. I did like a trippy atmospheric solo, and I'm standing there playing it, and Daniel Lanois is like 2 feet in front of me, holding his Firebird that's not even plugged in, just staring at me while I'm playing the solo. And we got done with the song, and I said, man, why the hell aren't you playing the solo? And he goes, no, that was beautiful. He was very cool. We chatted a little bit about guitars and things. He's a nice guy. I'm a huge fan. But that was a little surreal, having that happen. What else? We got anything else? I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's it for now. So, a couple things to practice. Get out there and have some fun today. It's going to be a good day, all right? Hope you guys are feeling great. Thanks for watching the show. Lord knows what episode this is, but I'll put it in the old title bar. Have a great time, guys. See you later.